Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 42 of Bedtime Stories with VJ. Who's VJ? I'm VJ. And who am I? I am a writer, a storyteller, somebody who likes to pick up interesting, intriguing, fun, exciting episodes of real life, convert them, add mirch masala and all of that beautiful things, imagination, creativity, and make stories that I read out to all the lovely children out there and try and teach them new values, life skills, or just let their imagination soar. So I am Vijay, and this is my page Ardh Akshar. And what is Ardh Akshar? This is a space where I share my writings, my articles, my thoughts, my poems, and yes, these bedtime stories with Vijay. So, what is today's story about? Today's story is about a girl, a very, very brave girl. This story is set in 2018, and this story is set in Mumbai. The story is set in a high rise, a very tall building in Mumbai, Bombay. And this is the story of a girl who remained calm, cool, collected, and who used the learning that she had learnt in school, the training that she had learnt in school, and she remembered all the important things that needed to be remembered. And she was able to do something that even the adults, even the elders, all the grown ups in that situation were not capable of doing. So, who was the story about and what is the story? This is the story of this young girl, and her name is what is her name? Her name is Zen Gunaratna Sadavarte. This is the story of Zen. Zen was a 10-year-old girl when this incident happened, and she was a student of Don Bosco School at that time. I don't know whether she's still in that school or whether she has moved to another school, but she was in Don Bosco School. She lived in Parel, and this is an incident that happened in her building. So let's find out what happened. All right, and remember the story. So, on the morning of August 22nd of 2018, a huge fire broke out on the 12th floor of a 17-storied building. The name of the building was Crystal Towers, and this building was in a very posh locality in Parel. Now, the building is 17 stories high, and the fire broke out on the 12th story. Initially, the fire was small, but soon it spread. It spread across the floor, and then, you know what happened? The fire department officials were called in, and they came as fast as they could. But because the fire was in a huge, tall building, and the fire was on the 12th floor, the fire brigade had a difficult time getting ladders or the water hose to extinguish the fire on the 12th floor. And soon the fire started to spread. Around 20 victims, 20 people got caught in the fire. They sustained serious burn injuries and they were rushed to hospital. A lot of the fire persons and a lot of the locals who stay around that building rushed in to save as many people as they could. But what about those people who were on the higher floors? The fire was on the 12th floor of that building. And so anybody who was living above the 12th floor couldn't run down. One, because all the lifts stopped working. When there's a fire in a building, the lift is the first thing to stop working, and also the lift is the first place you shouldn't go to because the lift is in a duct, and in that duct the fire can spread easily. If the fire comes up the lift duct, imagine the people who are stuck in the lift. The lift will not move, and if it does move, it will probably plummet down to the ground. So if there's a fire in the building, remember, never ever take the lift. Always take the stairs. But what about those people who were stuck on the floors above the 12th floor? They couldn't run down because the 12th floor was in flames, and anybody coming down from above would have to go through the fire. And I don't think any of us like going through fire. So what did those people do? Those people thought, one is they panicked. They started screaming and yelling for help. They started to get out of their homes and go up. Some thought it would be best to stay in their homes. They thought they were safe at homes. But that's not true. When the fire grows, it will go upwards, and anybody who comes in the way of the fire will perish. So our little friend Zen, who was 10 years old at that time, lived on the 16th floor of that building. She lived on the 16th floor of Crystal Towers, in Crystal Towers. Now she used to go to Don Bosco school, and she suddenly remembered. Her parents were all panicking, her family was panicking, her neighbors were panicking, she was also panicking. But then she remembered an instruction and a training that she had seen in her school when the fire department had come for a fire drill. She remembered that when the fire range is like this, you must go to the higher floors. You must try and escape the fire. And if you're on the highest, you at least somebody you can send a helicopter or something can come down to help you. The next thing she remembered was that you shouldn't panic. You should stay calm. Because when you are calm, you can think. When you can think of ways to save yourself. So she remained calm. She took a deep breath and she remained calm. And then she remembered that when she was in grade 3 in her school project, she had learned about fire and fire safety. So, what did she do? She quickly got she went out of her house and she knocked at her neighbor's house and told them, come out, let's go to the higher floor, let's go to the terrace, let's save ourselves, let's not stay here, let's go up. And then, you know what she did? She had learned in school that if you take a piece of cloth and you wet it and you keep it to your nose, you will not inhale the smoke. Most people who die in fire die because they inhale the smoke. And when that dirty black smoke goes into your lungs, it chokes you. So she remembered that she had done this in her project. So what did she do? She quickly took all the clothes, towel, white towel, and all of that. She soaked it in water and she gave it to her neighbors and said, cover your nose, stay low, and go high up to the terrace. Climb the stairs, but you must stay low because if you stay straight, the smoke will hit you first. So then what did she do? She opened up all the windows in her house because when the windows are closed, the smoke gets thicker. The smoke starts to suffocate. But if the windows are opened out, all the smoke will go out, and there is a possibility that you will get fresh air to breathe. So that is what she did. She quickly opened up all the windows. She went knocking on the neighbors' doors. Knock, 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 knock. Uto, uto, let's go, let's save ourselves. Come out, let's go to the terrace. Please bring cloths soaked in water and cover your nose with it so that you don't inhale the black smoke. And then she remembered that in her grade 3 project, she had made a water purifier. And how she had made a purifier. And how did she do that? With the help of cotton, water, and cloth pieces. So she took cotton, dipped it in water, made it really wet, covered it in the cloth, wet cloth, and had people keep the purifiers on their mouth. This stopped all those people from suffocating due to the smoke, and they were able to breathe well despite the black, thick smoke that was there. When there is fire, the smoke that comes out has carbon dioxide in it, and that can choke you and kill you. But she remembered Zen, like her name, was very Zen, very calm. She used what she had learned in school, put it to use, and saved at least 15 to 16 people from the fire in the building. She told them all, you wash your head so that you do not panic. When your head becomes cold, you can think calmly. And then she asked all of them to shut off the power supply in their homes. So if you shut off the main supply, then your home will not have electricity and the fire will not spread because of sparks. She also told all of them to find a safe place to sit and she asked them to sit down. They all did this for a couple of minutes, and then soon the fire brigade person arrived and they were all rescued. And you know why this happened? This happened because Zen used her quick thinking, stayed calm, and remembered everything that she had learned in school while doing her school project. Do you children remember your projects? Most of us don't remember our projects, but that is why they ask you to be alert when you're doing your school project. So, this is the story of brave Zen who saved 16 people from the fire in her building, which was a high rise building called Crystal Towers in Mumbai in Parel. And for that, she received an award from the government of India. And I'll tell you what award she got. Did she get any award? Yes, she got an award. She got an award in 2020, January 2020. She won an award, and I think that is such an amazing thing to happen. So, what I want my children who are listening to my story to remember is that when you face a tough situation, when you face a challenge, you have to first and foremost stay calm. Remain calm, take a deep breath, and think of a possible solution to get out of that problem. You know what usually happens when we face a problem, when we face trouble? Our first instinct is to get worried and then panic. And usually, parents think that children can't really think of ways to save themselves, that children panic more than parents. So, parents are even more worried to save their children or to take care of their children. But if all of us together, if each one of us stays calm and thinks of a solution to a problem, I'm sure we'll be able to face the problem and get out of the problem as smoothly as butter on bread, right? So, with that, I end today's story, and I hope that you have been inspired. You can look up this girl on the internet, you can read up a little bit more, and I think I have one more picture of the building. Yes, this is the building. This is the fire on the 12th floor, and this is where Zen lived on the 16th floor of the 17 floor tower. And this is Zen at 10 years old, saving her family, her friends, and her neighbors from certain death. So I think that is an amazing thing. Hope you remember the story, and I hope that if you are ever faced with a challenging situation, you will use your wits, your calm, and all that you have learned to save yourselves and to save all those around you. All right. With that, I end tonight's episode of Bedtime Stories with VJ, and I shall see you again on Wednesday with another story, with another adventure, with another hero. Take care. Good night. See you. Bye bye.